Alright, what's up? What's going on, guys? Toasty here. Get Burnt. Today I'm going to be talking more about Dragon Ball Xenoverse. And today, I thought that I would rather do something, instead of doing anything about some speculation about some new thing that I think should be in the game, I think that I should do some recap. For those of you who do not follow any other Dragon Ball Z YouTubers, even though there are probably not that many of you who do not know certain things about Xenoverse that have already been covered before, then I thought maybe I should do a little recap thing and also give my thoughts on the things that are in Xenoverse so far. So today I'm going to be covering the stages. I'm going to be talking about customization in terms of like character customization and all the stuff that you can add on your character. And then I'm also going to be talking about Xenoverse's controls for those of you who haven't played the beta or, well, network test and all that stuff if you want to know something more about the controls, because I've seen a lot of people who have asked if it's like RB2 or if it's like any other Dragon Ball Z game or if it's different. Some people are like Budokai or Budokai Tenkaichi or Raging Blast or anything like that, and I'm going to actually break that down today if it is like Raging Blast or not. So first I'm going to be talking about the stages. So I'm going to list off the stages that have been confirmed. So first we have Togi Togi City. It seems like you could actually, I don't know about battling in the actual city. I think that the city works as an actual online hub, and then when you want to battle in Togi Togi City, you select it as a stage, so it's not going to actually be like the second you want to battle somebody when they're in the world, you instantly fight them in Togi Togi City instantly. I don't think that's how it works, even though it is how it works in some MMOs, like World of Warcraft, for example. I don't think that's how it's going to be in Xenoverse. I think that Togi Togi City is going to be a set stage itself where you're going to be fighting, period. Then we have West City, which as obviously we all know, this is where Capsule Corp is located. It's just the city itself with the hover cars and all that stuff, and it looks really nice. We've seen it in a few screenshots. It was also in the free roam screenshots in my free roam video that I did a while ago. And yeah, we pretty much have Capsule Corp looking pretty much more beautiful than it's ever been, in my honest opinion. Raging Blast 2 was almost that, but sadly, the only way you could see West City in that game was by going to the top of the World Tournament stage and looking out at the city. Even though it was beautiful, this is a lot more beautiful and it's more close up. Alright, and then we have the World Martial Arts Tournament, which is obviously just the World Martial Arts Tournament stage. We've already seen this a lot in a lot of the Paris Game Week gameplays of local multiplayer, and we've also seen it in the Krillin versus, I believe it was Nappa gameplay that came out a while ago. And yeah, it's just pretty much the World Tournament stage. It still has the same sort of people who are like kind of pasted on, looks like they're paper, but that's obviously how it's always going to be with Dragon Ball games. I don't know, I think it's just something that's they've stuck with since Budokai. Alright, next we have the Space Stage, which we have had quite a bit since BT3, although this is the actual only one that actually has the Frieza Spaceship and Planet Vegeta under it. This has been the first time since BT3 that has actually happened, where you have Planet Vegeta and Frieza Spaceship. And the other games like Raging Blast 2 and stuff, outer space was mainly just one planet, and it was like a crater. It wasn't even Frieza's spaceship or anything. I think you were able to see Frieza's spaceship going around, although you were just on a desolate planet. It looked like just a moon or something like that you were fighting on. You weren't really fighting on the spaceship or Planet Vegeta. So yeah, that's pretty much it for space. And then after that we have Spaceship, which is inside Frieza's spaceship. And this is the first time that we've actually ever been able to play inside Frieza's spaceship. And I can only assume that it's going to be Frieza's spaceship. I would have a feeling that it would actually be maybe a mission in the story where you go inside Frieza's spaceship maybe and you defeat his henchmen, because, you know, Frieza soldiers are confirmed to be in Xenoverse. So I don't know, it's actually kind of weird that they're actually adding that now. I've never seen that in a Dragon Ball Z game before, so I think it's going to be pretty cool. I wonder if it's going to be like really vast, or like, well, by that I mean it's going to be like somewhat open and it's not going to just be like one hallway or anything like that. We've seen it in the trailer, but we've only seen it in the one part where the Namekian was showing off the Destructo Disc move. So we have no real idea about how big the spaceship level actually is. Next we have Time Vault, which I guess is something that looks like the Hardball Time Chamber, except it's a different color of the actual sky, and it's got some different sort of looking things about it. But we've only seen like a few seconds of this one in the trailer as well. This looks pretty cool. I wish that I could see more of it, but sadly I can't, so I really don't have that much to say about it right now. Next we have Pod Landing, which we all know from the Dragon Ball Xenoverse network test is just when Raditz came and tried to kidnap Gohan, and it just takes place in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, and that's just pretty much it. Pod Landing. It's a good map, or at least I think so, from the network test, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Next we have the Mountains, which is where Goku and Vegeta fought, or Rocky Plains, same sort of thing that it was in RB2, BT3, all those games, and yeah, we have that. Also, one more thing. It seems like there's actually a new map that we have not even actually like went on to yet. All right, so in the trailer, there was a piece of Ultimate Gohan fighting against Super Buu. Now, this I first thought was just the normal Rocky Land that Goku and Vegeta fought at, but it seems like it's not. It seems like there's actually a new map for this. I don't know if this is maybe a desert map like the one we had in BT3, and maybe it's just not showing any of the stuff that was there in BT3, or it's something just like a new variation of the Rocky Plains map. I'm not really sure about this, but I really want to know what you guys think about this one in the comment section, because this one seems like it's a new map. So maybe it's a desert map. So yeah, that's just a little thing I wanted to sneak in there. After that, we have the Sacred World of the Kais, or Supreme Kai's World, where Goku fought Kid Buu and killed Kid Buu with the Spirit Bomb, which has been in pretty much every Dragon Ball Z game. So there's no problem with that. I think that's great. It looks really beautiful, and I can't wait to see more of it. Next we have Sky, and this is the first time we're actually ever getting a Sky map in a DBZ game. And I want to just say thank you. I've always wanted to have a Sky map, and I never had it in any other Dragon Ball Z game, not even BT3. There's never been a Sky map in DBZ game, from my knowledge, at all. And finally we're getting it. So I'm really happy about that. Can't wait to see how this map works completely. I wonder if you could like fall. Well, I guess you wouldn't be able to fall. It's just pretty much the same place that Goku, as a Super Saiyan 3, fought Fat Majin Buu. And then we have the Cell game arena, where obviously everybody fought Cell, which looks nice. It looked nice in the actual gameplay demo that we saw a very long time ago. And yeah, it looks nice. I would like to see it now, because it seems like the graphics have been upgraded a tiny bit since that point. So I'd like to see it again. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about the Cell game arena. It's pretty much the same as it's always been. And yeah, that's nice. And then we have Kami's Lookout, which we had in the network test, which was really nice. I like Kami's Lookout here. I like the way it looks. It looks really crisp, if that's an adjective that you would use. And then we have Plains, which is pretty much the normal plains of the game. It would be Pod Landing as well, but Pod Landing has Raditz' spaceship and a crater in the Earth, and this Plains does not have that. Next we have Planet Namek, which is where Krillin was fighting the Frieza soldier in the actual trailer. So that's pretty cool. Planet Namek actually looks pretty big, and it also seems to actually be showing more of Planet Namek. It shows the vegetables that are growing. It shows more of the actual stuff of Planet Namek, and it looks really nice. So I can't wait to see more gameplay from Planet Namek. It seems like you could actually traverse around the stage a little bit, because they were playing the Dragon Ball Grab game, but I will talk about the Dragon Ball Grab game in a future video. And then for the last one, we have Planet Namek in Ruins, which is where we've seen Goku fight Frieza. Obviously, we've seen it in the trailer. I think 3 times we saw it in the trailer. Goku punching Frieza, with Goku actually fighting, well, about to fight Frieza in a cutscene. And then we actually saw a screenshot of it when the game was first announced. So that looks really nice. I cannot wait to see more maps, because apparently there is supposed to be 24 in the game, and I listed 15 stages. So for all we know, at least that's what it showed in the actual early build of the game. It showed 24 little slots, so hopefully we can get more maps in there for that. Alright, so that is all for the stages. Now I'm going to be talking about the customization for the created characters. Alright, so the character creation looks really nice in Xenoverse. It seems like it's really cool. You have an upper costume, a bottom costume, hands, feet, and Z accessories. That's all the stuff that you can customize on your character, at least accessory or clothing wise. In your actual editor for your characters' looks, like the way they look with their eyes and everything, you have height, body size, head, eye shape, pupil shape, nose, mouth, and ear, or at least that's what it was in the early build. So it seems like we're going to actually be able to do a lot of things. We're even going to be able to change our ears. Like Ultimate Tekaichi didn't even let you change any of your actual physical body types. That's what was defined by whatever type you chose: heavy, well, standard, and small, or low. I don't even know what it was called. And yeah, that we never got to even customize nowhere near this length, except for probably in Dragon Ball Online. But obviously that's an MMO, so you'd expect that. So here it actually seems like it's really, really good. It seems like it's in depth. I can't wait to see more about the body size. Hope it's not a preset thing where it's only 3 body sizes and you have to choose either the one with the guy who looks like Oob, who's like really big, or the normal standard character, which we all played in the network test, and a smaller version, which is pretty much the female Saiyan that was in the network test. Hope that's not what it is, because that would kind of kill the mood for me for that, because honestly, I would like to scale my body size, at least to be somewhat different from everyone else, because if there's a bunch of people who are the exact same height, it kind of gets annoying. Although, it really wouldn't bother me that much if it was not included in the game, because we've already played in the network test where everybody was the same height if they were a Saiyan, or the same height if they were a Namekian, so it doesn't really bother me that much. I'm just saying that it would be cool if I could have some sort of body size thing where it wouldn't be just defined by only 3 things, maybe a slider to where how tall you are or how bulky you are. As I said before, Saints Row 4 has a triangle sort of thing where you could slide it to be how bulky or fat or whatever you want to be. I think that'll be a good system, but who knows? I have no idea if it's just going to be a selection. Probably will be a selection. Hopefully, if there is a selection, then we could actually have more than 3 types of body. I would like to not be stuck with the heavy, standard, and small versions, but you know, that's just me. And then we have head. So I guess that's just the shape of your head, which is fine. I guess that there's not going to be really that much head shapes, or at least I would not assume. Although in the screenshot that I'm looking at right now, all these pictures are coming from Saiyan Island, by the way, if you did not know, because Saiyan Island is actually a really cool site that gives you a lot of stuff. So everything here is from Saiyan Island, just letting you all know that. Link to Saiyan Island will be in the description. But yeah, so there seems to be 8 head types, or at least head sizes, which kind of makes me wonder, like, what the hell the heads are even going to look like. I'm sorry for cursing, but I really don't know what the heads are going to seem like. I mean, on this, we were on, it seems like the second head, and it doesn't really look that different from the normal head that I had in the network test. So I really don't know if it's going to be any different there or anything like that. I guess it could be, because I think that they morphed the actual chin shape and all that stuff in the eyes, all that to your head. So I guess that's probably what it is. Obviously, your eye shape is what's going to be changed there, and your pupil shape. So I guess the way your eyes look, I really don't know what they're really meaning by that. But I guess it would be your chin, since it doesn't really seem like there is a lot of stuff, unless your mouth is counted as your chin, which I don't know about that. But I'm not really sure about that yet. I don't know what the head really is meant to be. Maybe you could have a Vegeta hairline. That'd be hilarious. But who knows? We don't know until we see more stuff. And then we have eye shape and pupil shape, which obviously is your pupils and eyes. I don't remember if you had exact eye and pupil shapes in the network test. I think you only had eye shape, and you were able to choose the actual color of your eyes, and that was it, I think. I don't know if we had pupil shape as well, but if we did, then that's pretty cool. I think that's really nice that they are actually going that in depth with that and having eye shapes and pupil shapes. I think that's really cool. And then we have the nose, which obviously you need to change, because noses is important. I need my nose to be different from everyone else. I'm just kidding. But yeah, dude, I think that it's really cool that they're actually adding something different for noses, so I could actually not have a beak. That'd be great. So then we have mouth, which I would assume is just going to be your mouth itself. I don't know if it'll be your chin. We're not really sure about that yet. But yeah, just your mouth. Then we have ear. So yeah, as I said before, changing ears is really something that I have never really thought about doing in a DBZ game if I created my own character. In UT, I really wasn't saying, oh man, I just dislike my guy's ears. I just want his ears to be different. But honestly, allowing people to change anything more to make their character more unique is the best thing to do. And I'm glad that Dims is going down that road. So that's it for the character customization in full. I think that it's really good. I think that character customization is going a long way for this game. If it's only those options, I think that is actually really good in terms of how you can customize your character. And obviously, there are different races, so it's not going to be like everyone's the exact same. Like, imagine if Ultimate Tenkaichi had a hub where everybody walked around. Everybody would look pretty much the same, besides skin color, obviously, and I guess, and clothing and everything like that. Everybody would look pretty much the same because there were only 3 types of Saiyan in that game, and the only race you could have was Saiyan. Here we have 5 races. Even though human and Saiyan may look a little bit alike, we still have Majin, Namekian, and Frieza's race. So that's fine. I'm not gonna be extremely sad if that's all of the customization options for Saiyan, because as I said before, there are 4 other races. So that's fine with me. I think that the character customization so far is really good, and I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts about that. Alright, and now we have the controls. So, a lot of people have been asking if it is like RB2 or if it is like BT3 or if it's like Budokai 3. For me, I would say that it's more like Budokai 3 than anything else, mainly because of how you actually move around. It seems more like a Budokai way of moving around, but that's just my opinion. But let's go over the actual bindings so that you guys know. Alright, so just like for RB2 or anything like that, the square is your weak attack, and the... Oh, actually, no, that's not how RB2 is, actually. RB2 is, not that much like that. No, I don't know why I brought that up. It's more like J-Stars now that I think about it, actually, in terms of some of the controls. You have a weak attack, which is square. You have a strong attack, which is triangle. You have a key blast, which is circle. This is for PS3, by the way. I think it would just be the same thing for the Xbox controller. It's just that I'm saying the bindings on the PS3 controller. Anyways, so square is weak, triangle is strong, circle is key blast, which it has been like ever since these games already started, I believe. Circle for key blast, jump, and you hold the jump to actually excel into the air. If you hold the key blast button, then you actually have a rapid fire key blast, which is pretty cool. You ascend to the air with the jump button, which is something that is somewhat, it would be somewhat new to the DBZ games, because usually it would just be to jump up into the air, and that would be it. Sometimes it wouldn't even be that. So really, it's a whole new way of actually ascending and descending in this game, which is kind of weird. It was really weird when I was doing the network test, because I was like, I wasn't expecting this. And yeah, I think that it's actually all right. It could have some things change about that, but we'll go on that later. And the right stick is to change your lock on. So the right stick really doesn't do a lot besides changing your lock on, obviously moving your camera, and that's it. It just changes your lock on. And then for the left stick, obviously you move the left stick, or not left stick, the left directional pad button is activate scouter. So I believe every single character, even if you are a different race, not like a Namekian or anything like that, and you don't have a scouter equipped, I believe you could still activate a scouter, see your opponent's power level. It's also a way, which a lot of people didn't know this, but it's actually a way for when you're actually doing battles, you use the scouter and you walk around, and there's actually items that are hid in like a bunch of boulders and a bunch of destructible things that you can destroy and get more items. So for later, when you actually get the game, make sure to know that when you go into like a stage and you're fighting, make sure to turn on your scouter and look around. Make sure that you aren't missing any items that you can get, because there could be actual clothing and stuff in there. So make sure you look around with your scouter when the game comes out to do that, but make sure you don't do it too much, or else your enemy will come after you, which I think is an interesting mechanic. I think that that's a really cool mechanic, and I can't wait to see it in action more when the game comes out. And the up directional pad button is quest conditions window, which is pretty much your objective window. But obviously, you're not going to really be doing that much in battle, because you're going to be trying to battle. You're not really going to be looking at your objectives that much, which makes me think that there's actually going to be just more conditions, sort of like the Naruto games when you're in a story mission and it'll have something where you're like, oh, you cannot do this if you want bonus points or anything like that. Since DBZ games always run with Zenny, it's going to be like, if you want more Zenny, don't do this, or do this, or end it with this, like end with an ultimate to get 10,000 more Zenny at the end of the match, like that kind of stuff. At least that's what I would assume. Also, the rules of the parallel quest or whatever you're doing in Xenoverse, that's obviously what's going to be. That's just the quest conditions window, and that's it. And for the actual right directional stick, you get the actual item window, which is just showing what items you can use, I believe, and you could actually click the, well, not click, you can hit it, and you'll actually get a list of your items where you can select one of them if you want to use it. So this is actually something that I would have assumed they would have used a sort of hotkey for this, like they did in the Budokai games, because like to use an item, you wouldn't have to bring up a menu, you would just use an item, whichever, by doing a certain keybind. But I guess that now they'll have an actual menu for it. And then the bottom one is the chat window, which I only believe is, I'm not really sure if that's in battle. I've never tried to do it in battle, but I know that that is what it is, I believe, for when you're in Toki City. And if it is for in battle, then that's pretty cool, honestly. I guess that would be also for giving out commands. If you're on the other side of the map from your actual ally, if you're doing a 2v2 battle, then you may want to say something to them, like, I'm low on health, or something like that. Then you could use that for a quick command to tell your friend that, and I think that that's pretty cool. And then for the R1, you have lock on and lock off. That's how you lock on and lock off. If you want to not be locked onto somebody, then you just do that. It's a manual lock on thing, which I do not believe has been in any DBZ game, I believe. I'm not sure. I haven't played Battle of Z, so I don't know. I don't think that Battle of Z did it have a, I guess it did have a lock on and lock off, I guess. So yeah, it's just pretty much going to be a lock on and lock off for if you want to not be locked onto somebody or not. A lot of people do want it to be like BT3 and RB2, where you will just lock onto your enemy, whatever one you're looking at. But I don't know if that'll really work, because if 3 enemies are in one part of the map, and you look at one of them, you may lock onto the one that you're not trying to lock onto. Although they could just make it for 1v1s, the lock-on is not enabled, and then for more than 1v1s, the lock-on has to be enabled, so that you don't mix up who you're trying to hit. And then for R2, you have the special moves list, where you look at all your special moves, and yeah, that's pretty much it about that. Then for L2, you actually use a power dash, which is pretty much just your normal dash like in any other real DBZ game. You dash using that button, and yeah, it's pretty much what you've seen in all the gameplays that you've watched of Xenoverse, if you have watched any so far. Then L1 is the guard, which is just going to be you guarding anything, like all the stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the actual basic controls. And yeah, that's all I really gotta say for that. Some of the keybinds are for power dash. You to do it quicker, you could actually use L2 and left stick, which is obviously just how you go to somebody to charge at them. And then the step is when you use L2 and you do a slight movement of the left stick, which is just a step where you don't actually like go fully into a power dash, which is useful if somebody's close to you and you just want to get close to them and not have to like go past them or anything like that. But yeah, then we have the super attack, which the super attack is actually done by hitting R2 and circle, or you can use X, or you can use square or Y. That's why Xenoverse has that little menu at the bottom right. It's because you have 4 different things that you could do. So that's how you use your super attacks. And then you have for your snap vanish, you have L1 plus X. That's how you do it. As you're about to be hit, you could use snap vanish, and that makes you go behind or somewhere else around the person. So that's how you snap vanish. That's how people have been going around people all the time. All right, and for your ultimate, you have to hit L2 and R2 and square, or you could also hit triangle, because we're gonna have 2 ultimates in this game, or 2, well, not 2 ultimates, 2 ultimate sort of moves, and that's pretty much how you're gonna do that. And then after that, we have evasive skill, which is L2 and R2 plus X, which is just going to be like evading certain things, and which I would assume is just going to be like evading beams and all that stuff, like we saw the main character, well, not main character, the mystery character do in the trailer. Then we have the throw, which is L1 and circle. A lot of people were wondering how to throw in the actual network test. Well, now you know, it's L1 and circle. And then for descending, we actually have L1 and X, and that's actually really weird. Or you could actually press the left stick and it'll actually put you down. And you could also, apparently tapping X really quickly will actually also apparently descend you. I've never done it, so I've never done it that way, at least. I've never tapped X repeatedly to actually do that. So who knows, I haven't done that before, but I would assume that that's actually how you do it. So that's how you do all that stuff. So that is it for the controls. That has been it for this video. So that has been a mouthful, holy crap. So I went over the controls, I went over the customization of the characters, talked about what I think about it, and I also talked about the stages and what stages are going to be in Xenoverse. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then make sure to leave a like down below. This was a big video, 23 minutes long, holy crap. That is a long video, but thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys later with more Xenoverse and Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and Dre Stars. I just gotta make an entire list for all this stuff that I'm doing. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later with more stuff. And yeah, that's all I gotta say for today. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, because this video took a lot to make. Trust me, I'm out of breath. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.